What's good, everybody? Nappy here, and this video is going to be a little bit hard to do because it's an opinionated video. You know, a lot of people don't like opinionated videos. They do, but if it's not the opinion they think of, they don't really mess with it. But as you've seen in the title, I want to talk about why Demolition needs to be at the forefront of rank right now. You know, like, share, subscribe if you're feeling the vibe. Thank you guys for the last video, as well as a lot of people are going back to the first vibe video I made way like 3 months ago. So if I can get like 4 or 5 likes on this video, since I am a small YouTuber, I will do an update video because my whole opinion of vibe has changed since then. But yeah, let's get started. So as I said, this video is about Demolition and why it needs to be at the forefront. And the reason why I'm making this video is because of the argument I'm seeing on Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, wherever you see Rogue Company, you see this argument that strikeout should be a part of the rank system. Now, I have my own personal reasons why I don't think that is so, but I'm going to try to have people see my point of view by explaining what Demolition is, the pros and the cons, and then explain why I believe that Scott and Rogue Company are doing the things that they're doing. So let's get started. Demolition is simply search and destroy. It's up to 13 rounds, so it can go up to first to 7. There's 2 points on each map. They try to center it so that way and you get there at the same time a little bit, but depending on the map, some are made for defenders, some are made for attackers. It is what it is. It's on a 1 life system, so you only have 1 life to do what you need to do. If you die, that's it. You're in spectator mode. You sit there to the next round. Purchases are limited depending on the round, so depending on what you do in the round gives you a certain amount of money. Therefore, you can advocate to what you need based off the amount of money that you get. So that's basically a quick synopsis of Demolition. I want to make it quick because I don't want this video to be too long. The pros of the mode. For me, the pros of the mode is simply this. From the moment you start your pistol round, you have a choice. You have a choice that can affect the whole match going from start to finish. I like that. I like having to make decisions per round of what I need, what the team needs at the time, and moving accordingly. This sets up for a lot of things of building. Now, a lot of times y'all see me in a couple of videos talk about how to build certain characters. Certain characters you don't want to buy first round. Most of the characters, honestly, if you're solo playing, I honestly do not believe you should be buying first round. If you do buy first round, I do believe you should only buy on your pistol. But other than that, you should be saving your money. And I like that because not everybody's going to have the same mindset as me. Some people think they need to get grenades, smokes, or whatever. Some people think they might need to not buy. Some people might want to buy into their melee because melees are pretty strong in this game if you can hit them. You know what I'm saying? I like that. I like the diversity of the builds from start to whenever you switch rounds. Speaking of rounds, I like the fatigue of it. Now, what do I mean by fatigue? When you're in those long sets, those 6 sets, your mind is numb. You're getting annoyed. It's going back and forth. Or you can have the mindset where you started off 0-6 and you didn't climb back from 6-6. Now the adrenaline is pumping. I love that. I love those close encounter moments. I love that to death. I do think some of the points, depending on the map you're playing on, mainly High Castle, they need to be a little bit retweaked and reworked. But for the most part, most of the points are pretty solid. I think there's a good time in between getting your defense set up as well as getting your offense set up and figuring everything out. And the last thing that I will say I really do like about the mode is the 1 life to live system. It makes you and it forces you to play more strategically and methodical. You can't just run out like in Strikeout, going guns blazing, and then thinking just because you die, you're going to get revived as long as you still got lives. No, buddy. You got to slow down. You got to think. You got to think about where you need to be, where the enemy needs to be, how many utilities do I have, what abilities are up. It makes you think. because you have that one life and you want to play safe. So you need to be taking account of every single thing before you make a move. Now, those are kind of the pros for the mode. Now, I do have some gripes with the mode. Now, I do like that it's 7 rounds, but I understand that other players do not feel that up to 7 rounds to win. I understand that. I know a lot of players are saying, can you knock it down to 5? Which I think would be fair if you just knock it down to 5 rounds and then the 3rd round you just go into your transition. But I do also understand the longevity of the rounds because it messes with your mental. And what people are going to need to climb is a good mental state. I keep telling people this. 60 to 80% of the game is just being mentally ready and knowing where you need to be. That is literally 60 to 80% of the game. The other 20% is gunplay. It's literally gunplay. Can you aim and shoot? But that's beside the point. Another thing that I kind of hate is kind of the management of certain characters' abilities within Demolition. So I believe, I'm not 100% sure because I'm not a Lancer main, but I believe characters like Lancer, her ability is one of the only ones that does recharge. I think it's the same with Scorch. Their ability recharges in that system. Now, I don't think that's fair. I think if you're going to do that, you need to do it for at least a vast majority of the cast. I do understand with your supports why you wouldn't do it, because if your supports had the abilities to keep reviving, the game would kind of get stalled out a little bit depending on how long it took for a revival. But it's just a tiny gripe. It's not nothing major. That's just kind of a personal thing. I'm not trying to nerf anybody character. That's what you're thinking. It's just the way I see it. This one is a major one, and this is something that the devs really do need to work on as well. And that's when somebody quits out your match in Demolition compared to Strikeout, it is 10 times harder. Now, the reason why I say that is, and if you play both, you'll understand where I'm coming from. In Strikeout, and this is a reason why I also don't agree Strikeout should be in the game, it's kind of, you can go mindless as long as you have lives, right? So, in a 3v4, if somebody's going mindless, as long as you're playing smart, you can still win that 3v4. You might not be able to play the point the way you want to, but you can still win that 3v4. Compare that to, because of the slower pace of Demolition, if you're putting a 3v4 off the rip where people can get their defense started or get their offense started, it's oh my god, I'm sorry, I'm messing with the word, exponentially harder to get, it's way harder to win that round. Now that's something the devs need to work on. I do have a video that I'm trying to work on about the punishment system and what they do need to do, or something that they could implement. That's a whole nother video for a whole nother time. I'm not trying to bog all that in, but now I'm gonna go into a more in-depth of why I think Demolition needs to be at the forefront. Now we come to this. We're here. Why do I think Demolition was the only thing selected and Strikeout wasn't added, or Extraction wasn't added? Well, we all knew Extraction wasn't gonna get added, but Strikeout wasn't added. Now, hear me out. I feel as though they're trying to build on the concept of competition. And I feel like out of all 3 modes, Demolition gives you that competition feel. It gives you that drive. It gives you that sit down, clutch it out, let's get it together, let's talk about it, let's communicate as a team and figure out how we're going to win. I feel like Strikeout, you don't need to have that communication to win. You don't, if we're being 100% honest. If we're being real, on Strikeout, you don't even need to play the point if you don't want to. The point is just there to not stall out the game for people that like to be campy. But you don't have to touch the point. I've literally played Strikeout matches where we didn't touch the point. It was just TDM. Now, Demolition can be played the same way. Don't get me wrong. You can still kind of TDM. You still kind of TDM it. But if you notice in Demolition, a lot of people do try to play the point. At least most skirmishes happen around either point A or point B. It's guaranteed. And with this being a beta ranked, now notice the key word I just said, it's a beta rank. So I don't even think this is like a season 1 guaranteed. This is the ranked system we're doing right now. I think this is literally a test of the ranked system. Demolition will probably be the easiest to gauge where your player base is, what's the average skill level of the player base, and how many people do you see on average attempting to climb to road rank. Now, if they get to road rank off of Demolition, and there's only like, let's say, a good 100, 200 people that make it to road, now they can analyze that for the data, saying, okay, how many people are in each tier? Okay, is Demolition actually the mode that's good enough to keep it ranked? Or they can look at the data and say, this ain't enough people. I don't think a lot of our people like playing Demolition. Let's add another mode. You see what I'm saying now? Now they can come up with a more competitive mode. Now, I don't think Strikeout is competitive enough to go into rank, and I'm not trying to knock Strikeout. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to knock Strikeout. Strikeout is a very good mode, and I do love playing Strikeout from time to time. I think it does teach you how to play skirmishes. If you want to learn how to skirmish, if you want to learn how to team fight, go play Strikeout. If you want to learn how to play more tactical, methodical, play the point, relax, figure out what people are doing, you play Demolition. But I do think they need to create a mode like Hardpoint. Now, if they create a mode like Hardpoint, that not only satisfies people for Demolition, that satisfies people for Strikeout as well. Because now you have the more objective base, the one life once you capture the objective in Demolition, but you still have those skirmishes and those fights to get to the point like Strikeout. Now, like I said, in the one other thing, I think Demolition is more spectator friendly because people like to see those fights. People like to see those 6-6 clutch moments. And I'm not saying people don't like to watch Strikeout either, but when you go to Twitch chat, most of your streamers are Demolition players. Most of the biggest streamers are Demolition players. Even the big streamers that got paid to play it, they were playing Demolition. They weren't really messing with Strikeout. They were literally playing Demolition. So that goes to show your most spectator-friendly mode is Demolition. Plus tournament plays, we have to use this, CMG tournament plays are Demolition. You do have those Strikeout tournaments, but most of them are Demolition. So with all those factors being said, Demolition needs to be at the forefront, especially from a competitor point of view. Now, hopefully when season 1, not the beta, yet again, it said beta, I'm going to call it the beta. Once the full season 1 comes out and we get Demolition, hopefully they add Strikeout, not Strikeout, Hardpoint or some type of Hardpoint mode that satisfies both the Demolition and the Strikeout crowd. And that way it breaks up the monotony of just Demolition, because I do think it's going to get monotonous. I hope I'm saying that word right. Tell me in the comments if I'm saying it wrong. But it's going to get boring after a while of just playing demo if you don't like it. And it's going to push people that are more casual in this game to the casual side to go play Strikeout. But this is just my opinion. Yet again, this is an opinionated video. If you guys want me to leave more comments, if you guys want me to leave more threads on Reddit when I talk about this, if you guys want me to talk about it more on Twitter, whatever, let me know in the comments. Let me know on said thread. Let me know wherever, because I'm trying to get this community to grow, as well as I'm trying to get my channel popping off. I'm not going to lie to you. The more people I get to my channel, that's more new faces that we can bring in and we all can help. So it is what it is, but that's the video. Like, share, subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.